the Super Enduro category. Kind of silly name, but basically it's describing the bikes a lot of travel, meant for Enduro or bike park, that type of stuff. We got the Pivot Firebird 29 with 162 millimeters of travel. Starts it off, goes all the way up to Scott Ransom with 170 millimeters.
Yeah.
That Spartan sits right in the middle of 165. Out of those 3 bikes, which one stood out the most?
For me, it's got to be the Ransom. Like, the Ransom was the standout performer for the whole test. It was brilliant on the small bumps, plenty of ramp in the rear shock. The forks were a little bit tricky to set up, but once we dialed them in, there was definite improvement there. The overall package was just, it was a really, really good, impressive bike compared to the others.
I agree with Alex. The Ransom definitely was our favourite bike and my favourite bike of the week. Still could have a few tweaks made to make it better, like we talked about, changing the tyres, maybe upgrading the fork. There's lots of options with this bike to really get the most out of it.
Also, it's got that twin lock system. That was kind of not even polarizing. I think everybody agrees it's probably excessive for that bike.
Absolutely.
Not necessary. There's the overall chassis is great, and if they could make a simpler version of that, I think guys that just want to ride hard and not really care as much about the uphill, probably better for that.
Absolutely. Yeah, completely agree. The Spartan was actually quite difficult to ride. The bike was deflected quite easily off bumps in the track, and if you weren't prepared for that, it was just chaotic. All hell broke loose on the bike. And the Scott was a lot more forgiving.
With the Ransom, it's supposed to be a race bike, but still, like we were saying, kind of lighter casing tires. And that was actually what we found across the board for all 3 bikes. Came with lighter casing tires, which makes sense to the degree that they're trying to spec it. They want light out of the box, but the way they're meant to be ridden doesn't really work.
If you're compromising on tire sidewall thickness to reduce the headline weight of the bike, you're going to get punctures. No matter what pressure you run,
You're going to get problems if there's been corners cut.
and we saw that on the Ransom suspension with the twin lock system. That was a real corner cutting there for us compared to the pivots. Full fat shocks. Had the Grip 2 damper at the front and the X2 float rear shock.
Yeah.
Which is what you'd expect to see on bikes like this.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Right now, that's the top line, basically most adjustable. And for riders that are looking for this type of bike, they want to be able to set it up perfectly. I think all your notes said you'd like them slacker.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Even 64.5 on the Ransom, you could go slacker, you think?
Yeah, too right. For a bike with these intentions, at least set out on paper with the travel and the component spec list, you're like, well, hang on a sec. It's almost a downhill bike that can pedal. So why not? Why not go a bit slacker?
All right, so we got these 3 bikes. It'd probably be a lot more entertaining if we had super polarizing views, then we could fight and argue, but it kind of sorted itself out. That Ransom ended up at the top of the list, I think, followed by the Firebird.
Yeah, definitely put the Firebird in second position so we could make that bike a better bike. Change the bar, change the wheels.
And then third place, that Spartan ended up in there. And kind of everyone felt like it was a pretty harsh ride.
There's just something going on there that's, I can't quite put my finger on it.
The rear suspension just didn't sit into the travel like the other 2 bikes did. So it could be from the wheels, the chassis, the suspension, the shock tune.
Yep, again, something with probably some more time we could dive into it, maybe tinker around. I know we've seen some of the racers use a coil shock when they had that bike here at the EWS. Maybe that's what's necessary to unlock some more potential for it. There you have it. Get the Ransom, followed by the Firebird, followed by the Spartan. Super Enduro. Bro.